the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just me and you.
Oh, look at that photo. Well, one topic Hillary Clinton didn't shy away from in last night's debate was her praise for her former boss, President Obama.
There's a lot that I would like to do to build on the successes of President Obama. I think whether you're talking about the tough decision that President Obama had to make about Osama bin Laden, where I was one of his few advisors, he valued my judgment, and I spent a lot of time with him.
Well, is that a winning strategy? Joining us right now is one of Hillary Clinton's possible opponents in the upcoming presidential race, should she get the nomination, former Florida Governor Jeb Bush. Governor Bush, you weren't in the debate. You watched the debate last night. Thanks so much for joining us. Your take, do you feel as though Hillary Clinton came out on top and her tact at adhering herself close to the president, is that a good one for her?
It's good for the liberal base of the Democratic Party for sure, but most people think we're on the wrong track, and Hillary Clinton is going to double down or triple down on failed economic policies and, interestingly, on the failed foreign policy of this administration that she was a part of for 4 years. Yeah. And so I don't think that's good going forward. I think it's actually a complete disaster. You see what's going on in Syria, see what's going on in Libya, you see Russia on the move across the world and taking credit for things that haven't actually happened, I think was disingenuous, to say the least. Do
you believe that the candidates on that stage were fighting with one arm behind their back when it came to really debating Hillary Clinton and taking her to task fully?
I thought it was interesting that they didn't go after her, particularly on the email issue, because, look, there's an FBI investigation. She hasn't been forthcoming. That's a national security question. Put aside the legalities of this. It's clear that the Russians and the Chinese were trying to hack into her server. She was Secretary of State. This is information crossing that server was of national security interest for sure. And I would have taken her to task for that. And if she wins the nomination and I win the nomination, trust me, this is not going to end.
Why do you think Bernie Sanders essentially cut off the conversation about it by giving her a pass with the big laugh? I mean, why would he do that? That is her. If he wants to be president, that's good for him to go after her.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I think if she had been more forthcoming from the very beginning, maybe you could say something different. But the simple fact is, as she said last night, you know, this is the best that she can do. And the best that she can do is not be forthcoming and truthful.
Well, last night they were asked, all the 5 candidates, not 15 like you have to deal with, but all 5 candidates were asked about the biggest threat facing the country. Listen to what they said, and then I'll get your reaction, Governor Bush.
I think it has to be continuing threat from the spread of nuclear weapons, nuclear material that can fall into the wrong hands. I know the terrorists are constantly seeking it, and that's why we have to stay vigilant, but also united around the world to prevent that.
Senator Sanders, greatest national
The scientific community is telling us if we do not address the global crisis of climate change, transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to sustainable energy, the planet that we're going to be leaving our kids and our grandchildren may well not be habitable. That is a major crisis.
Are they right?
I think nuclear proliferation and that kind of issue is serious. I don't think climate change ranks in the top 10 list when you consider that we have these asymmetric threats of Islamic terrorism organized to destroy Western civilization. You have nation states like Russia on the run where we're pulling back, creating big problems for ourselves and our allies. You see the threats on Israel, the threats to Europe across the board. We have serious national security challenges in this world today because of the weakness of the Obama-Clinton foreign policy. And that would be the answer, I think, that most people would want to hear.
You're probably right. Meanwhile, we know that while they were preparing for the debate yesterday, you were rolling out your plan to repeal Obamacare. For the folks who are unfamiliar with your plan, if selected President of the United States, give us an idea about it.
Well, instead of having this massive Obamacare with massive subsidies and $1.7 trillion of taxes, we would repeal the mandates, we would repeal the taxes, and we would shift power back to the states to create exchanges that would provide support for catastrophic coverage, expand HSAs, health savings accounts, allow states to provide support for people that are transitioning off the Obamacare exchanges, and liberate the innovative spirit of this country so that we can get drugs and medical devices into the hands of people to keep them healthy for a longer period of time at a far faster rate. We're on the verge of an extraordinary time in this country, but our government right now is holding us back, and Obamacare is a wage suppressor and a job killer. And I think we could grow our economy far faster, and people's income could grow if we shifted to a tried and true market-oriented approach.
Interesting.
All right. Governor Bush joining us from a diner in New Hampshire. By the way, what's for breakfast today?
Bacon and eggs. We're going to do that hopefully with some truck drivers here in Lebanon.
Right, and as long as the paleo diet allows you, good luck with that today.
Governor, we thank you for your time and reaction to the debate last night.